Hello everyone, if you are a Brazilian football fan and if you want to know everything that's going on in Brazilian football right now, this is your channel. My name is Ronaldo Ferreira and I'm speaking all the way here from São Paulo, Brazil. Please don't forget to subscribe, to give us a thumbs up. It helps this video to reach more people, okay? Tell your friends, share this video, and if you can and if you want to contribute to the growth of this channel, my PayPal account is in the first comment and in the description of this video. And remember, we Brazilians did not invent football, we perfected it. All right, let's go. Labor Day weekend, a 4-day holiday. Lady Gaga was here last Saturday. Huge concert, 2.1 million people. Huge success. It was live on TV. Everybody watched it. I don't know if Lady Gaga liked Brazilian football. Lady Gaga, do you like Brazilian football? So, but she was here. It was a big party, you know. They said last year, Madonna, 2023, I don't know. Madonna was here, so the same place, Copacabana. They want to bring a huge, you know, like a singer, big famous singer to Brazil every month of May. She was here, 2 million people, huge success. People liked, I liked, everybody was happy. All right. So, and the football was on. So, and I'm here to bring you the results and comments. All right. So, it all started with São Paulo and Fortaleza. It was a draw, 0. This is the sixth straight draw from São Paulo in 7 games. So São Paulo just, you know, drew. So not good. Fortaleza didn't score any points as well. Bahia 1, Botafogo 0. Bahia played a home game against Botafogo. Botafogo didn't win and didn't score a single goal. Just, you know, just lost 1-0, 2-0. Botafogo has 2 victories, if I'm not mistaken. I'm watching here, 2 victories, but home games. So when Botafogo plays away, it doesn't win and doesn't score. 2 things happens to Botafogo, right? So not good performance away from home. Fluminense 2, Sport 1. So this is the 7th round and still no victory for Sport. Sport is in at the very bottom of the table, okay? Bad, and as a consequence, Coach Pepa was fired last weekend, okay? Portuguese, all right? Pepa is his nickname. His first name is José, all right? So Pepa is his nickname. So he was fired. So, but it was a very tough game for Fluminense. Was playing at home. It was a very tough game, and it was the last minute goal, 47th, 48th minute of the second half. Okay, so poor Pepa lost his job. Corinthians, after losing a 4-0 to Flamengo last week, so Corinthians scored 2 goals against Inter. Okay, I don't know, maybe I'm early, maybe something early to say, but I think Internacional's magic is like you know, fading away somehow. I don't know, it's early, it's just 7 rounds, but you know, so as I told in my last 2 videos that Internacional was playing the best football in Brazil, you know, but so far, okay, so Yuri Alberto scored 3 goals, a hat-trick, you know, for Yuri Alberto. Actually, he scored, you know, 6, he scored 4 goals, and the VAR validated just 3, and Corinthians scored 2 goals, another goal was with Memphis Depay, and the VAR, the video assistant didn't validate the goal, so it was supposed to be 6-2, but it was 4-2 in the end. Okay, Corinthians played the home game and won, recover from the last defeat to Flamengo. Ceará 1, Vitória 0. Okay, so this is the 3rd game without victory for Vitória. 2 draws and 1 defeat. Ceará is recovering. Ceará today is in 7th place, okay, with 11 points. A good victory. Vasco 0, Palmeiras, yes, 1. Palmeiras, this is the 7th straight victory in an away game. So Palmeiras home performance is okay. It's not a big deal, but Palmeiras playing away. Palmeiras won all the last 18 games playing away. in many competitions. Paulista, Libertadores, Brasileirão, okay? This game was Vasco's, was supposed Vasco to play Rio de Janeiro, but Vasco didn't play, he played in Brasilia, okay, the capital. So in Brazil there is something we called, I don't know how to explain that, but if I explain, so there is a team is going to play home. There's a home game, and a company calls this club and says, you know what? Why don't you play somewhere else? Then we pay all the expenses. We pay the tickets, the plane ticket. We pay the hotels, and we give you some money, like a 2-3 million reais, and then the money that comes from the ticket office is ours. So this is something common in Brazil, you know. I don't agree. I think Vasco should have played in São Januário, in Rio de Janeiro, but this is just my opinion. But this is something common, especially with big clubs, you know. So Flamengo, Vasco, Palmeiras, you know. Palmeiras doesn't like doing this, but they just call you and they offer. You don't have to take it. It's up to you. That's why for Vasco is from Rio de Janeiro, but this game was in Brasilia because Vasco sold this game to this company. This is common. There are many companies that do this in Brazil, and I don't know. I think the Brazilian Football Confederation should like cut it off. But this is just my opinion. Grêmio 1, Santos. Oh boy, Santos again. Santos 0. I don't know why I'm talking about Santos. This is the third straight defeat for Santos. Santos Sports is at the very bottom of the table, and Santos is just above Sport. Santos was playing away, was playing Porto Alegre against Grêmio. And but this time, I watched this game. This time Santos played really, really well, but even though Santos lost. Okay, but I watched this game, I can tell you. All right, so Santos played well, but lost. But in this case, it was an away game. And I hope this week there is no supporters invasion anywhere, okay? Because they are doing this all the time. Cruzeiro 2, Flamengo 1. I'm going to talk about this game later, okay? So something really special happened this game. Bragantino 1, Mirassol 0, okay? This is the 5th straight victory for Red Bull Bragantino. Red Bull Bragantino is in the 2nd place with the same points as Palmeiras. Palmeiras has 16 points. Bragantino has 16 points too, but there's just one scored goal of difference. Okay, so Palmeiras scored one goal more than Bragantino. Okay, but it's an excellent, a great performance for Bragantino. All right, so let's not forget that Bragantino is not a big club. So the only thing that Bragantino is receiving is getting a lot of money from Red Bull Group. Okay, so but this year this performance is excellent. Juventude 0, Atlético Mineiro 1. Juventude was playing home in Caxias do Sul. When I say Caxias, there are two cities, big cities, famous cities called Caxias. There's Caxias in Rio and Caxias do Sul. So when I say about Juventude, if I say Caxias and I forget, it's Caxias do Sul. Okay, so was playing there, home, and lost. So it was the first victory for Atlético after 2 games, all right, or 3 games on Libertadores. Atlético's victory, so it's a good result playing away. About Cruzeiro 2, Flamengo 1. Cruzeiro has an owner. Cruzeiro is a SAF today. If you don't know what SAF is, check on my other videos. I explained that. And Cruzeiro hired some players. I told you that they have history in other clubs. So one of these players is Gabriel Barbosa. In Brazil we called him Gabigol. All right, he's a striker, number 9. Okay, he played for Flamengo for 6 years. All right, so and he won like 15 titles, maybe 16 titles, maybe 15 titles. Okay. And then last year, Flamengo decided not to renew his contract. But until last Sunday, he wasn't performing so well. It was a bad performance by Gabigol. And last Sunday, he's not part of the starting lineup. He's sitting on the bench because of his bad performance. And then he was sitting on the bench. Cruzeiro was playing against Flamengo. There was a draw, so Cruzeiro scored the first goal. Another beautiful goal by Caio Jorge. keep an eye on this kid, okay, Caio Jorge. And then Flamengo drew with Arrascaeta. Arrascaeta is the top scorer today with 6 goals, all right? So, and at the 45th minute of the second half, there was a penalty. Gabigol presented himself to execute the penalty, you know. And then he kicked, the keeper saved, and then he got the ball back and scored. So, and of course he scored in the game. It was the first defeat as a visitor for the coach Felipe Luis. You know, he's been Flamengo's coach for 6 months. So his first defeat away, you know, an away game. Flamengo lost, and because of this defeat, Palmeiras took the lead. So Palmeiras today is the leader, and along with Bragantino with 16 points, and Flamengo is the third with 14 points, 6 places. So Palmeiras, I'm reading here. Okay? So Palmeiras, Bragantino, Flamengo, Cruzeiro, Fluminense, and Bahia. These are the first 6 places that will play the continental competitions next year. The clubs that are in the relegation zone are Fortaleza, all right, Vitória, Santos, and Sport from Recife because of, you know, bad performance. All right. So this week, middle of this week, there will be Libertadores. Starts tonight, okay, with 2 games, and next Thursday or next Friday, I don't know if there'll be games on Thursday, I will bring you the results. So I created this channel with the idea of informing you, especially if you don't know anything about Brazilian football, to inform you about good things and bad things. Okay, so, and last weekend something really bad happened here in Brazilian football in a game of Serie B, the second division. A player called Miguelito, he's a Bolivian national. He belongs to Santos. Until last year he was playing for Santos, but he didn't have many chances in the professional team. But he plays for the Bolivian national team. He's number 7. He's playing for America. America is a team from Belo Horizonte, the capital city of Minas Gerais state, and he is there now. Santos just loaned him to America. And in a game of second division, Serie B against Operário from Paraná State, Miguelito shouted a racist rant to a black player called Alano, and he was arrested. He slept in jail for 1 night. So this is for you, if you're not aware of this subject, this matter in Brazil. So in Brazil, racism is a crime, and this is a very serious crime. If you shout a racist rant against a black person or any other person, doesn't matter, you know, if it's racist, you are going to jail. He's been living in Brazil for almost 2 years now. He should have known that, but somehow he felt like, you know, doing that would be something nice or interesting. I don't know how to describe that, but, you know, just to inform you how bad it sounds to us, especially the black people like me. Okay, so. But as I told you in my other videos, when Brazilian teams go to play in other South American countries, okay, people keep like mimicking, you know, apes or monkeys, you know, in order to offend all the Brazilians, white, black, Asian, doesn't matter. As I said, he's a Bolivian national. He said, you know what, there's no problem. So he called Alano, you know, a racist rant, and he was arrested. So this is a warning to you if you want to visit Brazil. Don't do that. Okay, so he's a professional football player. He knows what's what. He should have known that. And then he shouted the racist rant. He was arrested in the pitch. He didn't even allow him to wait for the end of it. He was arrested right away. Actually, he was arrested. It was in the end of the game. Then the game finished, and then he was arrested right away. So the police officer came, said, "You are under arrest." He took him to the jail. He took him to jail, and he spent 1 night in jail. 1 night and part of the day, part of yesterday, which was on Saturday. He slept and he stayed in jail all Sunday, and then he was released yesterday. Somebody bailed bail him out. I don't know. But he left the jail yesterday, so I hope he's a young man. Okay, so I hope he learned this lesson, because but in Brazil, racism is a crime. We take this subject extremely seriously. I guess that's it, and I see you in the next videos.